Yo, yo, yo. Hey, bringing it to you live from 215. Hey, listen, I wanted to address something real fast. I noticed something, right, that a lot of people aren't talking about. And it popped in my brain yesterday. For some odd reason, I was looking at Vic Fangio old defenses, 2019, 2018, 2020, and over Denver. Can you guys remember who was the pair of edge rushers that Fangio had? And they were feared. They were one of the better duos. It was Bradley Chubb and Von Miller. Now, don't get me wrong, Bradley Chubb never panned out to be what he was supposed to be. I think the most sacks he had was like 12 and then 7 before that, but he had some injuries. But the potential was definitely there. And people are forgetting. They don't understand. See, I hear people say, well, Rich Gannon had the Fangio defense, he was consultant and blah, blah, blah. No. Thing is, Gannon adopted the scheme, but he didn't use the formations. He didn't exactly use Vic Fangio's defense. And Sean Desai uses it to the T. It's a mirror image of Fangio's defense, the 4-3 under. Now, it almost looks like a 3-4 because the ends are outside, they're standing up, and they're coming. Now, I want you guys to think about this. When Bradley Chubb and Von Miller were healthy, that was a dangerous defense, edge rushing. One of the better. Hassan Reddick will be in Von Miller's position, mirroring him for everything he done. And then here's a guy, Nolan Smith, who idolizes Von Miller. And he will have another mirror image of him. He's going to try to duplicate, copycat everything Von Miller did in that defense and become that. The Broncos didn't have that. There's a lot of teams who don't have that. We do. I love Brandon Graham. Do not get me wrong. Brandon Graham is one of my favorite Eagles. I love that guy. He's not what Nolan Smith is going to be. Nolan Smith is tall, muscular, fast, explosive, quick, especially off the release, off the ball. He's a nightmare. He's a nightmare. He's possibly what Von Miller was to the NFL. And then we already have a Hassan Reddick who's building a name for himself. When guys come in the league 2 years from now, they're going to say he's a Hassan Reddick. So what I'm saying to you guys, the way this defensive scheme works is that they want the quarterback to hold the ball as long as they can for the sack because of the scheme they put out in the zone. I believe it's cover 6, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the base defense for that. Cover 6 is what Fangio uses as a base defense. And then when that happens is you have to wait. You literally have to wait for routes to open up. But because of the defensive scheme and personnel they like to use, you can't wait. It's either going to be a turnover, a sack, or some type of ball thrown out of bounds. Something they expect to happen. So expect a lot of QB pressures, hurries, and just attacking the QB every single pass down. It's going to be scary. Dallas this and the Giants that, San Francisco this. Listen, even San Fran, they have a good defense. Man, don't get me wrong. Tremendous defense. They don't have what we have. And even outside of Bosa, Hassan Reddick is a beast himself. But I'm telling you guys, Nolan Smith with a Fangio defense, this show on the side defense, he's going to be Rookie of the Year defensively. I'm telling you right now, it's a whole different ball game when this guy is coming and he's attacking you the way he is. It's perfect for him. This is fairy tale, perfect setting for Nolan Smith. He's coming off the edge, standing up. They may even drop him in coverage at times, but he's going to be athletic enough to do so. This is perfect scheme for him. Expect him and Hassan to be in double figures together in sacks. I'm telling you. This is what's going to happen. I don't know how many possessions Brandon Graham would be on the field, but I'm telling you, they may use this guy a lot. And what's going to be tricky is up front. And I thought about this. Up front, D-tackle wise, I was looking. It looked like sometimes they have 3 D-tackles on certain plays in that Bronco defense. So sometimes you may have Jordan Davis, you may have Fletcher Cox, and Carter all on the field at one time. Take the linebacker out, put 2 linebackers in, and then put 2 edge rushers out there. I seen them switch it up like that. So, man, I'm telling you guys, this defense is going to be different. This is not going to be a normal defense. This is going to be scary. Just imagine Jalen Carter, Fletcher Cox, and Jordan Davis on the field at the same time. Come on. Who? Along with Nolan Smith and Hassan Reddick. How can you stop this stuff? It's impossible. Maybe that's 3rd down, maybe? I don't know. But it's going to be scary. There's no way you can stop this. And then in the secondary, if you're playing the cover 6 with Slay, Bradbury, Maddox, what? These are proven corners. It's what can you do? It's scary. It's scary. I can't wait to play Dallas. I'm tired of these Dallas fans talking right now. Dak Prescott isn't going to have any time to throw that ball. Oh, we got Brandon Cooks now. I don't care if you had Henry Cooks. It just doesn't matter. Whatever cook you have, it's not going to work. And I just don't think people know this about this defense. This is a nightmarish thing that's going to happen to the NFL. And I don't think the league is ready for this. This is going to be trouble. This is trouble. Teams better pray some things happen. I don't know, but I'm telling you, it's going to be unfair. It's almost like having 2 Hassan Reddicks coming at you off the edge. And I'm not going to lie to you. People don't know this about Hassan Reddick. He charted very well at the combine. His broad jump and vertical were outstanding. It doesn't even touch Nolan Smith's. This is ridiculous. And if anybody don't know, broad jumps and verticals are about explosion. How explosive you are. That acceleration. Boom! Getting out of there. Yo, we have 2 guys who can do that. First step, just turning the corner on you guys, on linemen. That's going to be nightmarish. I'm not worried about linebacker because I hear a lot of people on YouTube talking about the linebacker or Facebook, linebacker position. Morrow's proven. Why do we keep talking linebacker when Morrow is proven? Morrow's proven. He's proven already. Nakobe Dean, someone said they trust Nakobe Dean more than Morrow. How? Morrow is proven. Morrow has played in the NFL. He played for plenty of teams. Guys, he racked up a lot of tackles, interceptions. He's done this stuff already. He's a plug-and-play guy. Once he learns the defense, you plug him in, and he's going to play. Nakobe Dean, upside is way better than Morrow. Yes, the upside is better than Morrow. His potential to be is ceiling. But I'm not worried about Morrow. No. And out of the linebackers, he's the least one I'm worried about. Maybe Nakobe Dean, just being young and, just having to catch up to the speed of the game. And then, he'll catch on quickly. But that's about it. But I think Nakobe Dean and Morrow would be great at linebacker. I think anybody else you can just plug out there. And just like the Broncos defense, they usually plug in a speedster guy who can get to the edge quickly, to the edges, sideline to sideline. Just go back and look at old film defensively from the Broncos. And I'm telling you, Sean Desai, he's going to mirror that type of stuff. He's going to make sure his personnel fits exactly what he wants to do on defense, exactly what he needs the defense to be. He's going to make sure the personnel fits that. That's the only way it works. So I'm not worried at all. If we don't sign anybody, we're fine. We're so loaded. Up front we're loaded. In the back end we're loaded at corner and safety. So much depth at safety. It might not be the depth anyone say is Buda Baker or anyone like that, but it's depth. I expect the Ghosts to come in and have a great second season. Edmonds, I really like him. I really think he's going to set a tone. He's big. He's athletic. He's going to set a tone. And I'm just expecting for a lot of great things to happen in that back end. The kid we drafted, number 21, I can't think of his name right now, Sidney Brown. Man, what was they saying? He looks like Buda Baker in minicamp. Someone went above and beyond and just went a little too far and said he's second coming to Brian Dawkins. No, what he is, he's a safety who flies around the ball, and he's around the ball 24/7. That's the type of safety you want on the field a lot. So I think he's going to fight for playing position. I just can't wait. I think this defense is going to be more dangerous than the offense. That's what I can say. There's just too many weapons on defense that you have to account for. Just think about it. Hassan Reddick had a bunch of sacks last year. What was it, 16 or 17? 16, I think it was. Now, NFL notices this. They know this. He easily could have had about 18 sacks. I think he missed about 2 or 3. Now, teams notice. So what they're going to do is, if they're not going to double team him, they'll probably leave a guy in there to chip him. So I noticed something about Fangio's defense. I was watching an old defensive clip. Just looking at his scheme. What they like to do is they like to make teams max protect. So now you guys have to max protect. So there's not going to be a tight end out there. That won't happen. So all we have to do is focus on the wide receivers. Whenever it's a tight end going out for the route, that leaves our guys opportunities to get to the quarterback faster and easier. So I'm noticing teams think they can be more successful if they max protect. Do you know how hard it's going to be to try to max protect every passing down? It's almost like you're given a telltale. You know the pass is coming. Unless it's a max protect, play action, something to the tight end, good luck. We'll see if that happens. But whether it's play action or whether it may be The edges are still coming. And interior linemen are still coming. The D tackles. It's just, I just don't see what teams are going to do against us. Maybe they have to run. I think that's what's going to have to be something. They're going to have to run. And with Jordan Davis up front and Jalen Carter out there too, I don't think that's going to happen. And Nakobe Dean at middle. They did this before in Georgia. This is what they do. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to have the best defense in the NFL, hands down. And that's what's going to win us a championship. So I'm excited. I can't wait. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. This defense is going to look very scary. People just talk about it, but I've seen it with my own two eyes when I looked at Fangio's defense. Bradley Chubb and Von Miller were causing hell. Hell, folks. Hell. And like I said, I think Nolan Smith is going to be better than Bradley Chubb. So just imagine what the Eagles are going to cause. So thanks again for tuning in. Like and subscribe, please. We're trying to get our followers up, and I'm just going to try to do this a little more consistently. But thanks again for listening, guys.